Heyward was drafted in the first round 14th overall by the Braves in 2007 out of high school, and he was quickly a well-known prospect. And according to Baseball America, he was the 28th best prospect in 2008, the 5th best prospect in 2009, and the best prospect in 2010. And with all the success and all this hype around him, Heyward was able to make the team early in 2010, at only 20 years old. In Heyward's rookie year, he was an all-star that year. He would hit 18 homers, 72 RBIs, have a .277 batting average, and an .849 OPS. He played with the Braves from 2010 to 2014, and played solid, not great. He had a couple good years, but other than that, he was just solid. And he was involved in a trade with the Cardinals because he was on the last year of his rookie deal with the Braves. He hit 13 homers, 60 RBIs, a .293 batting average, and a .797 OPS. Those are solid numbers. They're not all-star or MVP numbers, but those are solid numbers. And he was going to be a free agent at the young age of 26. And he made the most out of free agency. He signed an 8-year, $184 million deal with the Cubs. And this contract is crazy because Heyward never proved to be worth that kind of money. But technically for the Cubs, they ended up winning this deal because they won the World Series in 2016. And that's kind of weird to say because statistically with the Braves and the Cardinals, he really didn't live up to that. But he ended up helping them win a World Series, so it was kind of all worth it. Little did the Cubs know how bad that would end up getting. Heyward would only hit over 20 homers one season with the Cubs. And he did win a lot of Gold Gloves, but he had such mediocre play, and his contract is arguably one of the worst out of the outfielders in the MLB. So that got me thinking, how did Heyward, a top prospect, a guy who got called up at 20 years old, made an all-star his rookie year, end up being disappointing? So I found 3 reasons why Heyward might be disappointing and why he's not living up to the potential. So hi guys, I'm Jake and this is the Jason Heyward evaluation. And before I start, I'm going to do a jersey collection video at the end of this video. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stay till the end to come watch it. Alright, so let's get started. So reason number 1 is that Heyward got called up really early. And okay, if a prospect is 20 years old and you feel he's ready for the MLB, obviously put him in the MLB. And you gotta have them have a lot of minor league experience or a lot of experience at the highest minor league level. And if you look at Heyward's numbers, he only played 47 games in AA and only 3 games in AAA before getting called up in 2010. So he only played 50 total games in the 2 hardest levels in the minor leagues. And obviously, he did really well his rookie year. But other than that, once he got figured out, he was already an MLB player. You're not going to call him down. So this ended up kind of hurting Heyward's development. He wasn't able to get that extra time in the minors to tweak some of the things that he kind of messed up in the MLB. He had inconsistent power, something he was supposed to have in the major leagues. He couldn't have consistent contact either. So he was always an average hitter and he couldn't really develop that. And the pitchers were able to figure him out and it was just really rough for Heyward. And reason number 3 is that he suffered a lot of injuries. Other than getting called up really fast, injuries also help hurt his development. Heyward suffered a total of 7 injuries in his career so far. Now that's not too bad, but most of the injuries happened earlier in his career. With the Braves, he was getting hurt, he was gaining weight. He did lose it and had a really nice year in 2012. But other than that, the injuries really tampered him, and he really wasn't the same player that he was supposed to be. And that really sucks, someone getting tampered with their potential because of a lack of playing time in the minor leagues and a lack of on-field presence. Even though none of these injuries were too severe, he still missed about 20-30 games for these injuries each year that he had an injury. So that kind of really sucked for him. It sucks to see someone with that much potential to get tampered like that. And I feel the 3rd reason is that after he signed that contract, he wasn't playing as hard as he was like a guy who was fighting for a roster spot. Like the Tannehill one, I'm not saying that these guys aren't working hard, but I feel like they could do a little bit more, just in their body language. Whenever you're in Heyward's position, you're making well over $20 million a year. You're pretty much guaranteed a spot because of how much the Cubs are paying you. So, what kind of toll do you have to really put on your body if you're in that position? Not that much. And I'm sure he worked every day. But still, he probably doesn't care as much as maybe he did whenever he was younger, fighting to make a spot or fighting to get his arbitration up or his value up. I just didn't see that with the Cubs, and you could really tell. His first season with the Cubs, I believe he batted .230, had 7 homers, and a lot of games too. Like, he was always a good fielder, he got gold gloves and all of that, but it was just really disappointing to see him hit because he was supposed to be this guy that could hit like moonshots. Like, I saw an article about his rookie year and where he made it to spring training and he was hitting baseballs to the moon, and the manager just said, we have to have this guy in the MLB. And he couldn't bring that consistency into play, and if he could have been such a good major leaguer. We could have seen him get like the first $300 million contract whenever he was a free agent. And granted, he did get a ton of money, 8 years, $184 million, that's insane. But still, I feel like a lot of his play has been disappointing. And I can't say Heyward failed, because really he didn't. He won a bunch of gold gloves, he was an all-star, he's played for well over a decade. He still has at least 5 years to go. He's gonna make at least $184 million just from the Cubs, and he's gonna make well over $200 million in his career. So I can't say that he failed, so that's why I'm not making this video, why did Jason Heyward fail? He was just disappointing, and it sucks to see why. They're just minor things, but they're things that really helped not have him play at his full potential. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys made it this far because I'm gonna start my jersey collection video. And for this video, I'm not just going to do football jerseys. I'm going to do all the jerseys I have. I want to go all in on this. So I'm going to do all my football jerseys, all my baseball jerseys, and even a few of my basketball jerseys. Even though I don't do basketball on this channel, I still like to have some jerseys. Alright, so let's get started. So this is my Troy Polamalu jersey. This is the first jersey I ever owned. And it was really cool because, whenever I was little, the Steelers had Polamalu, Hines Ward, Ben Roethlisberger was still in his prime, So, I went to my first Steeler game wearing this, and it was a lot of fun because, this was a Steelers team that could actually win in the playoffs, so it was really fun to see. So this is my James Conner jersey. I was really happy whenever he got drafted, big pick guy, he did really well at Pitt, so I figured, why not get his jersey? I saw it at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I couldn't believe it was out because he was just drafted at the time. So I was like, you know what, I should probably get this, and I really like it. It's really cool. And even though he's a free agent, I'll always have this because, he was really good for Pitt. This is my Larry Fitzgerald jersey. This is probably the first football jersey I had that was on the team, not the Steelers. And, he was amazing, one of the best receivers of all time. And it's really cool, The Cardinals are kind of turning it around, so I like wearing this jersey a lot. This is the Shady McCoy jersey I have. And originally I wanted to get an Eagles jersey of Shady, but I really like this Bills blue, it's a really cool looking jersey, I really like it a lot. This is my Aaron Donald jersey. Not much to say, I just kept the collection going with Pitt players, and it's really cool. Hopefully him or TJ Watt wins Defensive Player of the Year. And, he's arguably the best defensive player in football. And it's really cool. I really like wearing this jersey too. This is my Darrelle Revis jersey. Great lockdown cornerback. Probably arguably the best lockdown cornerback to do it. Probably not one of the best cornerbacks, but just that pure lockdown, he was probably up there. And yeah, I don't mind the color, for the Jets. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this one too. This is a Honus Wagner jersey. Now, they don't really sell these, just pure Honus Wagner jerseys. So, I got, this wasn't cheap, but it wasn't too expensive for just this shirt alone, because it looked old-timey, so I wanted to use that. And my neighbor's really good at, imprinting names and numbers on here. So, she was able to put Wagner and 33 on here. I thought that was really sick, and this is easily, my favorite baseball jersey. I wear it to every Pirate game, I think it's really unique, and not a lot of people have, a Honus Wagner jersey, so I really like wearing this a lot. This is my Nolan Ryan Astros jersey, and, I know the Astros cheated. I don't like the Astros, but, I got this before they cheated, and this is a really cool color, so, I like wearing this a lot. This is my Carlton Fisk White Sox jersey. I really wanted to get, a Red Sox one, because, he played his best baseball with the Red Sox, arguably. But I really like this White Sox logo a lot. So I thought it looked a lot cooler, so I got this one anyway. This is my Tony Gwynn jersey. I actually got this up at Cooperstown. I think I was watching my friend play. I think it was 2018-ish when I got this. I got this because, Tony Gwynn's one of my favorite players. He never really struck out. He got a lot of hits. And he plays the game of, or he played the game of baseball that no one plays at all. Tommy LaStella might be the closest, but he's not a Hall of Famer. So, I really like this one a lot. And I like the logo, too. It was, old-timey. So, This one's a Mike Schmidt jersey. And, I wasn't sure if I should get Mike Schmidt or someone else because I was like debating like a few other players. But then I saw this jersey and I thought it was so sick. So I was like, you know what, Mike Schmidt's the answer. I'm gonna uh, pick him as like the guy I get. And also, I have it hanging up in my wall, and I'll put a picture on here. But I have a Pete Rose jersey that he signed whenever I was up at Cooperstown, whenever I played, and that's like the most like prized like jersey I have. Like I'll never wear that at all because Pete Rose signed it. He's a guy that needs to make the Hall of Fame. There's no way around it. He should be in the Hall of Fame. He gambled a long time ago. Oh well, put him in the Hall of Fame. Like he's amazing. He played the game of baseball like Tony Gwynn that no one will ever play again. He like tried so hard, and all these players worry about the money, which they should. I mean, you want to get paid, but like no one played the game like Pete Rose. This is my first basketball jersey. I think it still fits me. LeBron James for the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are my favorite team, and we were gonna go to a game, and I was really excited, and so we got a LeBron James shirt, and that was the first jersey I ever got. And this is an Isaiah Thomas Cavaliers jersey. And I was so excited. Like, it was like $100 at the Cavaliers game. I saved up so much money to buy this. And, like, I was so happy because whenever Kyrie Irving got traded, like, I was sad. I was like, oh my god, we got Isaiah Thomas. He averages like 28 points per game. We got Jay Crowder and, like, a top 5 draft pick. Like, I was so excited. And then a week later, like, not even a week later, he gets traded. So, I pretty much got this shirt almost for nothing. But, I mean, it's still pretty cool. Like, who else has an Isaiah Thomas Cavaliers jersey, so I still like it. And this is my D'Angelo Russell Nets shirt. So I went to New York because my sister had like Girl Scouts or something. I forget what it was, but they took a New York trip, and me and my friend, our sisters were in that thing, so we ended up going up too. And since like Brooklyn was really close to the place we stayed at, we ended up going to a Nets game. So I bought this in New York to watch the Nets play. They got blown out because they were bad at the time. But I got D'Angelo Russell, and like a year later he was gone, or something like that. A year or two later he was gone. So like it's kind of tough to wear this, but this is really cool. It reminds me of such a nice time, like a nice day I had. This is the last jersey I have, an Anthony Davis Pelicans jersey. And this is like really weird because like in middle school, basketball was like the biggest thing. And there were a lot of bandwagoners. Like, I was always a Cavaliers fan, but they won the championship that year, so, like, it was kind of like weird. So, like, Anthony Davis was, like, one of my favorite players, so I was like, you know what? I want to get an Anthony Davis jersey for the Pelicans, because they were mediocre. Like, no one's going to say, I'm a bandwagon. Not that it was, like, a problem, but, like, just I wore it, and so many people were like, oh, I respect this jersey. So, it was really cool. But it wasn't just that, I really like this jersey a lot. So that was my jersey collection. Sorry for that being so time consuming, but, I have a lot of, like, cool stories about something simple like a jersey. Thank you for the idea. Thank you for watching the video. You guys are the 33 best people on YouTube, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.